This could help end the war. India is stopping the purchase of Russian oil. Donald Trump, the President of the United States, stated that Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has allegedly agreed to stop purchasing Russian oil, and this decision could become a significant factor in the effort to end the war in Ukraine. According to Trump, after his conversation with Modi, India not only plans to stop buying energy resources from Russia, but also intends to significantly increase its oil purchases from the United States and possibly from Venezuela, which should increase pressure on the Kremlin's economy and weaken Moscow's ability to finance the war. Well, you can find more information in our report. My name is Yevhen Sirov. This is the Glavred channel. Subscribe and give us a like. Let's get started. In his message on Truth Social, Trump emphasized that he had an honest and constructive conversation with Modi, whom he called his friend and an influential leader. Trump noted that during the conversation, they discussed not only trade issues, but also efforts to end the war, in which thousands of people are dying every week. The American president himself stated that stopping India's purchases of Russian oil would help put an end to the hostilities in Ukraine that are ongoing right now. In turn, Trump added that the United States and India have agreed on a trade deal that provides for the reduction of customs tariffs. In particular, the tariff on Indian imports to the United States is to be reduced from 25% to 18%, while India has agreed to lift tariffs on American goods and to increase its purchases of American products by tens of billions of dollars in the coming years. According to Trump, this will create mutually beneficial conditions for both economies and strengthen the strategic partnership. Analysts say that India's refusal to buy Russian oil would be a serious blow to Russia's position on the global market. Until now, India has been purchasing significant volumes of Russian oil at levels comparable to Chinese imports, and even more than some Western countries. Such a volume of imports made India one of the key buyers for the Russian Federation, and a refusal of these supplies would significantly reduce Russia's foreign currency revenues, which are used to finance the war. At the same time, some Indian experts and international observers emphasize that Trump's statements may be premature or inaccurate. India traditionally chooses its energy policy based on its own national interests and the needs of its consumers rather than external pressure. Earlier, official Indian statements emphasized that the country seeks to ensure price stability and reliability of supply, rather than fulfill the political demands of third parties regarding oil suppliers. It is also worth noting that India had already partially reduced its purchases of Russian oil earlier, and data from analytical companies indicate that imports of Russian crude have decreased in recent months. This happened against the backdrop of American and European sanctions against major Russian oil companies, which complicated traditional supply channels to India, as well as amid rising domestic demand and diversification of energy supply sources. As a result, this issue remains one of the most discussed in the context of the geopolitics of the war. Will economic sanctions and changes in global energy economic flows actually affect Russia's ability to wage war? And can such agreements between the United States and India become that additional factor which will accelerate the end of the conflict? The question remains open, but India's role in the global energy balance is increasingly attracting the attention of international politicians and analysts.